So, something that is somewhat gratifying about this game, yet not too meaningful at all. Uh, it's somewhat the nature of MMOs in general. You farm a piece of gear, you spend hours and hours, days, sometimes months, to get one piece of exclusive gear, and then you get that little window of like enjoyment from it. But when you stop and you go back and you reflect, and this is particularly for players like me who they farm for something, they finally get it, and then they quit the game because they realize how meaningless and empty it is. I've taken so many breaks from this game. It's crazy, and generally it's for reasons like that. It's for farming pieces of gear. It's because I won a PvP match, a big PvP match in a tournament, due to luck. Dumb luck, like literally, or even lost one. Or spent a ton of time making really amazing pets, and then mastering all the little tricks and stuff, and now it's just down to the dumb grind. There are just a lot of turnoffs with this game as far as that goes. Yet at the same time, the game is very addicting in a sense. One thing that would get me to continue on with this channel and playing this game more in general, I suspect that this is the case with some other players in this game as well, is if they made some things in this game a little more meaningful and a little more accessible. Um, I think the most meaningful part of this game is PvP, right? You go ahead and go through this game. You fight anything in this game. I think the hardest fight is Black Annie Rackham. Everyone says it is, right? I can beat Black Annie Rackham solo, uh, easily, right? There's there's nothing challenging in the PvE scene, and I think it would be very hard, it would take a lot more resources to create anything that's particularly challenging in Pirate 101. And generally speaking, that's just how games are. PvE is bland. Why that is, you know, yeah, it let's just say that the AI is rather predictable. So that's why players like myself find so much enjoyment in beating intelligent opponents in this game. Um, for that reason, and also once you've beaten that level, you can always find another level above that, and you can keep getting better and better and better, and there's so much more fulfillment in it. And as far as recreational time goes, I like it to be, fulfilling. I don't like to look back on it with regret. And when I farm my heart out for a piece of gear and I spend 2 or 3 hours in a game and there is no result from it at all, or I do get the piece of gear and then I look back on it and be like, yeah, that was all dumb luck. What a waste of time. You know that's a turnoff. That really is a turnoff. And it's something that I think, if reduced in part, would make me more interested in playing this game more. I'm going to suggest some things in the roundtable. I think mine will be sometime in March 24th, or possibly later than that. Uh, but I've got a whole list of questions. If you want to know exactly what those questions are, go ahead and look at my series, What Actually Needs to Change in Pirate 101, and you'll know exactly what I plan to propose. The first thing is to let players know this game is fun and worthwhile to play, would be to change the game mechanics. the combat mechanics, because that affects both PvP and PvE. I think that one of the reasons why why the community is so lopsided, like there's so many PvE players as opposed to PvP players, is because most people who would be more inclined to PvP when they start playing this game and they look at the game mechanics and how outrageous they are, they encounter them in PvE and they're like questing up the first character, and it's like, huh, these game mechanics are kind of trash. Why would I quest up a character? Why would I farm all the gear? Why would I go through all that trouble? I'm going to quit this game. You know, I wasn't particularly PvP inclined, but I eventually got into it once I got bored of PvE. And now I've had a chance to think about it. Why haven't more competitively inclined people stuck around in this game? I'm thinking, well, the game mechanics are kind of trash, compared to some other games that are out there. So yeah, something to think about right there. So I think if the game mechanics were more chess-like, they had more to do with the moves that the players made and less to do with what the game decided. If y'all want to know more about that, like my suggestions for that, check out the first video, what actually needs to change in part 101. That's all about the game mechanics. That is the number one thing that they need to change in this game for me to continue making Pirate 101 content on this channel. Because I am having thoughts about changing the direction of this channel. Not gonna lie. I'm thinking about getting more into vlogging, and I could pick up, like some other game like chess or Go or Age of Empires or Civilization. Some games that I would find more enjoyable and meaningful. Now that I feel like I'm kind of outgrowing Pirate 101 in a sense. I feel like I'm kind of losing my interest in this game to some extent. For years, I really wanted to revive this game, right? But all we have to look forward to is more meaningless grind. I think it's about time that both me and the game we go our separate ways. That's the way I feel about it.